This is Max. I'm a professional circus artist. I do straps. I graduated in 2018 of the National Circus School in Montreal. I was doing rope back then, and then I switched discipline to duo straps.
I'm Caroline. I am, training for 6 years now in aerial hoop and duo straps.
My name is Storm, and my primary discipline is aerial rope. I'm currently training in Minnesota, and I have extensive experience in a wide variety of aerial and acrobatic disciplines.
I'm Sam KELLAR-LONG. I specialize in silks and duo trapeze, and I'm currently enrolled in the San Diego Circus Center's preparatory program.
I started training a little bit in 2014, but didn't really take it seriously. And then I started using it more seriously in 2016 because I was using it as a way to escape my college classes. So the way that started was I met my now husband, who is a fourth generation circus performer from Argentina. And it just so happened that his sister needed a replacement for her Lyra production in a summer show. So I happened to be there on my summer vacation, happened to get thrown into this act, didn't think much of it, and then ended up doing it in school to escape my classes. So yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Well, on my side, I started in high school in Montreal. I was, back then I was 14, and now I'm 24, so it's been 10 years of circus for me. I did about 2 years of more general discipline, kind of touch every discipline a bit, and I started to focus on rope, and I did 4 years of rope. And after my 4 years of rope, I moved to China, and I focused on straps for 3 years and a half now.
I have been training in the circus arts for 15 years and have spent the last 7 of those training seriously with professional intent. I knew from the very beginning that this is what I was meant to do. So once I had the means to do so, I took the leap and never looked back.
I've been training circus for about 15 years. I started training when I was 4 at Circus Juventus in St. Paul, Minnesota. Then when I was about 12, I think I came across ENC's website, and that's probably when I decided that I wanted to do things professionally. I don't think that I had fully grasped what a professional career in circus could look like until then, but looking at their graduates and the program and understanding that there were people that were doing circus and making really cool things and getting paid for it, I mean, that's kind of the dream.
There is a lack of variety in how sensuality is expressed and portrayed in the performing arts. There are a rather stereotypical set of male and female images that you as an artist are expected to fit into. With the prevalence of LGBTQIA+ artists continuing to increase, I feel as if though there is little representation of us in the circus community. More specifically, representation in the highly specific prompts or styles of movement, especially for transgender and gender non-conforming individuals, myself being one of them. So I took it upon myself and created my rope piece, Red, to explore how I could present myself in a relatively neutral way with such a gendered concept. I wanted to contribute something to those struggling with their onstage presence and identity for reasons relating to gender identity and expression, and in this case, the expression of sexuality.
When I started working on the act for Viva Fest, I wasn't really sure what I wanted it to look like. I'd chosen this really weird piece of music with my coach Laura Kapelzak that was essentially just rhythmic breathing. It was pretty strange, and we knew that it could be cool, that it had a lot of potential, but I wasn't really sure what it meant to me. And then as I was working on the act and putting the skills together in my personal life, my grandpa's health was declining. And I live in San Diego, he's in Minnesota, so I wasn't really able to be there or be with him a lot, but I would call him every day, and after I got the update on how he was feeling, I would tell him about how my act was going and what successes I had made or what progress I had achieved. And then as things got a little worse and he was going in and out of the hospital a lot, it was a really uncertain time. I didn't know if he was okay, I didn't know what was going on. And then actually about a week before Viva Fest, he passed away. And I think that ultimately the act couldn't have been about anything but him, and the phone calls and the uncertainty and the tragedy.
I wanted to do something different than the story that we were doing on the previous show, which was a love story between a girl and a man. And so we started to do, why not fighting? And then we watched the movie Mulan live action while we were getting a foot massage, actually. And we decided to, the music is cool, the costumes are nice, the fight scenes are really nice, so we took inspiration of there and moved forward towards it.
Yeah, we really liked the story of Mulan and how she kind of came from a place where she felt pushed down and, not allowed to be herself. And we kind of related to that, so we wanted to show that through our aerial performance.
Next year, I will be attending the National Circus School of Montreal, specializing in silks. I'm really excited. I'll be there for the next 3 years. It's been a dream of mine for a really long time to attend the school, so yeah, I'm excited.
I think on my side, technically, I'm in the point of my career that I'm happy with what I achieved technically on my apparatus. For sure, I will keep pushing my boundaries and always trying to improve. But for me, it's more focusing on the part of performing and how can I perform differently? How can I change my style? How can I adapt quickly? How can I make an act in one day and it's still as good as the act that I spent a long time making? So that's what I'm going for.
Cool. For me, what's next for me in terms of my circus arts career path, I just want to experience as much as I can. So we did, 3 years on that resident show, and then we're hopping around doing spot dates here and there, but I would really like to experience a touring show. I would like to experience a cabaret just to see different sides of circus, and then from there decide what my preference is.
Since I have performed with what is considered to be a circus school for the past 15 years, I would like to explore what the external performing world has to offer and be casted into a show and or be given a contract.
I just want to travel with my act and share it with as many people as possible, and then keep developing my act, within the years. I think I've reached a technical level at which, we can maintain this, and that's pretty good. But I also want to be able to make different versions of my performances and share it with everybody across the world. So,
Well, I think that my dreams for me would be that I don't have to worry so much about what's coming next, and more that I always know that I will be in a secure place with work. And to make sure of that, well, for sure, I gotta push myself to different places. Like you said, we want to try a touring show, we want to try a cabaret show, but these might request myself to change a bit the way I'm performing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, my biggest dream would be to be able to adapt to any situation possible.
Being a part of and performing with a large company like Cirque du Soleil has been a dream of mine ever since I was a little kid. and is something that I continuously strive to turn into a reality. However, I also want to create art that really touches my audience, and would like to someday make a collaborative show where each artist involved could do the same under one common theme. I honestly don't ever see myself leaving the artistic, creative world, though, regardless of what I do in it.
In terms of the future, it's kind of hard to set big goals for my life after circus school just because I don't really know what the circus industry is going to look like. It feels a little bit like everything got put in a box and shaken around over the past 2 years, and it's only just now starting to rearrange itself. So I think it would be really cool to work for a big company like the Seven Fingers or Cirque du Soleil and be a part of the incredible work that they're doing. And I also think it would be a really interesting experience to be a part of whatever the next Seven Fingers is going to be that doesn't exist yet. I don't know what that would be or what it would look like, but I know that I want to be involved.